everyone, and welcome to the next episode of the Beach Court Podcast. We got a special one for you this week. We have longtime fan of the podcast, Matt Bacnis, on the podcast this week. He is none other than the Pichu guy. Actually, they call him the Zard guy, but finished 12th place with Pichu Zard at Worlds. Had an awesome thread on Twitter this weekend. So we break all of that down in his interview this week and talk about how he made 12th at Worlds and kind of his storyline for this year. So stay tuned for that interview coming up. The three of us had a crazy weekend locally, so we're just going to break that down for you and give you all the details about how we just kind of owned Duval this weekend. Sorry, all of my local friends, but we did. And then we're going to, of course, have our trivia and sponsor segment, and then we'll close it up with Crispin's Corner. It's back. This is the World Championships Crispin Corner, and we had some people surprisingly cook. We already drew some random names and numbers, so we're going to bring those matchups to you this week and see who was cooking at Worlds. Maddox, Parker, how you guys doing? How was your week and weekend?
I guess so. I'll go with the Maddox first since he won the Saturday Cup.
All right. Yeah, I mean, we had a double cup weekend here in Jacksonville, so which is like it's funny because like when I first started playing here, like there are so few cups in town, and then now that like we would have like multiple like double cup weekends like throughout the past couple seasons, been like super cool. So right, first weekend after Worlds, so I was like, maybe I can't do all of them, but I figured I'd go to at least one. And went to the cup down at Luckiest Man Sports Cards. And Eric's just finishing a sip of his drink, but this was a big cup for you as well, Eric, if you want to maybe kick off with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's my I've been helping judge and getting into judging more. We talked about that on this podcast a little bit for this season. So it was my first opportunity to like head judge a cup and be the sole person doing a cup.
Head judge Eric.
Yeah,
give it up, everyone.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. We had 30 competitors across both divisions and went off pretty good all the way through. I mean, we had one repair, and everything was, it was caught quick, fixed, and we moved on and had a lot of fun. Luckiest Man's is a great place. The owners there, they're nice people, and has some pretty fire pulls in my Black Bolt and White Flare booster bundles. I got the Hydreigon EX SIR out of my
that card's so sick.
So the alt art is pretty sick. So I'm excited for that card. I'm going in my binder, and I also got my PSA cards back from PSA. My Captain Pikachu got a PSA 10, and I'm like so excited for that. He's gonna be, once I set up behind, he's gonna be like right there. So
that's the EJ retirement fund already kicking.
Yeah, dude, Pikachu, bro. I still have to get I have to get Quaxley and Sprigatito still. Because I also have Quick Coco got submitted in that one, got a PSA 10. So I gotta get them their PSA 10 friends, because Horizons is awesome. And for those of you that don't know, next month Horizons coming out with like part 4 in September on Netflix. So I'm pretty excited for that. I'll make sure I'll be feeding my son and walking them at some point. So yeah, that was my weekend. Matt actually took down the cup that I was at. So
yeah, so
tell me what you played and what was kind of your read on that weekend.
Yeah, so again, with double cup weekend, decided just to do one of the cups. I was still kind of getting over feeling a little under the weather after getting back from Worlds. So I decided to just go to one of them and chose the Luckiest Man Cup, just like a better time of the day type of thing for some other things I had going on Sunday night. So went to Luckiest Man and pretty much knew. I mean, really, I was between like Goldango and Pult Dusknoir because I've actually been playing a lot of Pult Dusknoir on the ladder, and just like for the locals, I played a friendly against Eric earlier in the week with it. So I mean, it's just like a fun deck.
I don't know if that was a game. That
wasn't really a game. That was more so just an experiment in
we both break out of our mind playing some crazy thing.
But Dusknoir and Blood Moon is broken, so I got to win without ever benching a Dreepy. But
you never once got a Dreepy on board and won the game.
No, but anyways, when I was going into the cup, my mindset was like, well, I kind of want to just win the cup, so let me just play what I know best, which would be Goldango. And I didn't, and I wanted to mix it up a little bit from Worlds. When I again, I played a lot of mirrors at Worlds for Goldango. A lot of them were getting a lot of value off Levincia, and I was expecting the meta to be a good chunk of like the spread decks. I mean, a lot of the best players kind of here in town, they like a lot of Gardevoir, they like some Pult Dusknoir, and they also like some Grimmsnarl. So I was like, okay, I want to be ready for the spread decks. I considered cutting the picnic basket, but knew I wanted to keep it in just if I was expecting to run into a lot of them. But also with all these big 300 HP knockouts I need to take, The Levincia, I was able to see, if I have Levincia in play, then I can just use one superior energy retrieval plus the Levincia to get a knockout for 300. So it was seeing a lot of value to be able to do that throughout the game at multiple points. So opted for that as a little extra consistency option to change out Artisan. And also when you go to locals, you want to be ready for some jank. So at Worlds, I just kind of said Cornerstone isn't real, but I know there's a few folks in town that will play the Ogre Box deck, or could maybe throw a Cornerstone in, or could maybe see, oh well, Maddox is here, so let me just throw in a Cornerstone or something. So I played the Baby Dango to one, help in the mirror, since I didn't really have a good answer for that in my list, just in case I ran into any mirrors. And then also it's a very soft Cornerstone answer. So if someone tries to just shove a Cornerstone, I could 2-hit KO it and just try to outplay from there. I think my deck choice was rewarded. I ended up only hitting Gardevoirs, Voltnor, and Grim. So literally just hit the 3 meta decks. The decks I was happiest to see. I lost one game in Swiss, but looking back, I realized I never announced Make It Rain in that game, so maybe no wonder I lost, even though I took 4 prizes, but that's a whole different story. But
Your
ended
play
up,
in top 8 and in game 3 of top 8, going into turns was so good, bro.
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, I was playing shout out McKinley, who came with us to Hawaii last year. Great player, but he was playing Paul Dustinor, and I lost along game 1, and then won a quicker game 2, and we were in the middle of game 3, maybe the second turn, and then time got called. And I'm okay, well, this isn't really a real game of Pokemon anymore. So I went for a slow line, power up the Fez to just it's I just need to take 1 prize, and didn't if I go take a single knockout and he's able to pull off Dusknoir plus KO, then take a 3 prize turn or something like that, then that's just adds more risk to me being able to respond. So I was all right, well, let's just leave the Badoo around, put him into a spot where you can't really take a knockout. Unless he's able to get I think he even missed a Dusclops.
He
or
missed
something,
energy too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the
Yeah.
turn before that, basically, I played my one of Iono, and he had, I think in turn, he was
He
turn
held it,
0.
right?
He had turn 0'd and he Hilded for Neo Upper. And I'm just going through in my head, and I'm okay, well, so I have this turn plus 1 more turn. So I'm I don't want to give him Fez draw next turn to power up a better attack. And plus he has Neo Upper. And I have my one of Iono that I had in hand. So I was all right, well, I'm just going to Iono your Neo Upper to the bottom of the deck.
Attached to Fez, Iona.
Yeah, and then just say, okay, I've Fez with 2 energy on it. So next turn I can just Fez KO something on the bench type of thing. So
It was
so
so good, bro.
so I found
It
some
was
weird
so
silly
good.
lines, but again, Sean McKinley was able to beat him in top 8. And then pretty smooth top 4 and finals.
You
to be
played
able to
super
go
clean in top 4 too.
Yeah, I found
Against-
some weird lines for the baby gold
Yeah,
Dango.
he did.
So there was kind of some interesting stuff there.
Yeah, I found the weird line with the baby Dango, and then left the Scizor as an option there too, because he was clearly going for Devo the next turn, and you knew that. So, yeah, you outplayed him for sure. There.
I've had a lot of matchups against Grim. Shout out Anthony and Disney and some of the other locals who have for 4 Worlds. I would be at locals at the end and be hey, can I just get 3 games into Grim, and we just kind of talk out the match and we get some good reps there. So played up with Goldango. And yeah, I mean, had a good time there, and I think Parker maybe seemed a little inspired, or I know has been a Goldango enjoyer herself, but tell us a little about your cup success at a Gamers Core.
Yeah, so first, I just want to tell a funny story from Thursday. So I have my Bolt deck, my Poltnor deck, sleeved up in the same sleeves, and I wanted to play Poltnor at locals, and I was rushing because I just clocked off, and oh my god, I just was oh, okay, blue sleeves, just grabbed it, and then I sat down, I drew my hand, I was Fan Rotom, Grass Energy. Oh, I'm playing Raging Bolt. But I ended up getting first on Thursday, and I was maybe I should play Bolt for the Cups. Then
I
Friday.
told you to lock in your decks, bro. You gotta.
Yeah, I'm not good at that. But yeah, Friday I finally got to play One Piece at Cool Stuff. I ended up making top 8.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool stuff. Oh, nice.
Yeah. We had 31 people.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Multi-sport athlete Parker
Yeah.
Greenwald over here.
Wait, don't they do
Yeah.
Magic on Friday nights too?
Yeah, they do
They do
Magic, but
both?
Magic's pretty small. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. The tournament actually is pretty small. But yeah.
Okay.
He went 3-0 in Magic, 5-0 One Piece. Showed up at the Cups on the grind. No.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, no. But yes, Saturday played in the Luckiest Man Cup. Didn't go so well. Round one, I got turned to Gardevoir, but like that was literally it, and he just eventually like jelly locked me and then just like devoed me, and I was just like, yeah, it's over.
Not the mirror, bro.
Yeah. And then my opponent had the godliest game of all time I think I've ever seen. I made him go first, open double Poffin, started Badoo, got attach and pass. I was like, okay. I don't even remember what I did. I got 2 Ralts and Evoed. Oh, I got 2 Ralts and Evoed. I had Screamtail
God
active.
turn. Got it. God turn.
I mean, I just got like had a Ralts and a Nest Ball and Evo.
God turn.
Yeah, that's what Guardy
But
does.
I prized a Curlia, and then he went, Dracloak, Ultra Ball, Dracloak, Attach, Research, Dusclops, Dracloak, and I was like, and he itchy polyed me, and I was like, okay, Iono, and I drew 6 dead cards. I used his Artisan for another Ralts, and then I actually shouldn't have done this, but I slapped the Badoo for knockout, and I should have not have done that, because then he went, all right, evolve into
Fez.
Dusclops, card. No, he didn't even Fez. He just went evolve into Dusclops the Curlia, counter catcher. Well, I guess it didn't matter because he just would pop Dusclops. But he was like, counter catcher the Ralts, I'll Lucha the other Ralts, kill your Ralts. It's like, okay. And I was like, I almost scooped right there, and then I went, okay, so I'll stretch your Ralts, Iono you to 3, and like Fezd, and then he got the boss up the Iono. So I was like, okay, now it's game.
No, it's
Yo,
fine.
where's the Clefairy energy attached, bro? On the
Yeah.
bench?
Those were the other 3 rounds. But yeah, not great. And so I saw Maddox one, and I was like, I have this like deck sleeved up, basically. Like, I should probably just play it at some point. So I picked Goldango for the Sunday at Gamers Corp that they were not there for, sadly.
Did not
but,
make it, sadly. Unpacking.
Yeah. Tisk.
We're almost there. We're getting there. It's getting close.
Yeah.
I can't win all the cups every weekend. So no.
Yeah.
True.
No, Gamers Corp got some good folks. So
They do,
I mean,
yeah.
And there's some.
Yeah,
and
no.
there are a bunch of good locals there.
How many people did you guys get?
It was like 28 or something.
That's still pretty good. That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot.
5
yeah,
rounds, so you went like 4-1 or
I went 3-1-1. I hit. I saw I got paired against Tim round 1. I was like,
oh, that's right.
playing the same thing you were playing yesterday. And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay. Basically, I mean,
Tim is our local Typhlosion player.
Yeah, he got
Tim's our local annoying player. He's been playing Crustle and now Typhlosion.
Hey, Typhlosion's a fine deck, just if you're not playing Goldango.
Yeah. So like if I had a game, I think like maybe there's a chance, but I also bricked out of my mind. But he achieved the 4 Typhlosion board as I bossed his Cynical to stall. He was like, okay, rare candy Typhlosion attach. I was like, okay, sure. But yeah, I ended up not dropping a single game the rest of the day.
That's right.
I played the Dango Mirror round 2. I played Joltik Dango round 3. I had to unfortunately play Mitch round 4 on Grip Snarl. And then ID'd round 5. It was slightly risky ID. But I was like, we'll just ID, see what happens. And then in top 8, I played Dragapult Dusknoir, which game 2, he tried to go Cornerstone against me. And I just like passed with the big Dango active. I just kept passing while he like just kept attaching to his guys. And eventually he evolved into the 3rd Dracloak. So I just went evolve into Scizor, boss your guy, and kill the Cornerstone. And then he was just like, oh yeah, I didn't think of that. And I was like, I know you did. And then yeah, from there it's just over because I still had eSearch Pro and he attacks with Dragapult and blah blah. But
big brain.
yeah,
I definitely had some opponents who did not know what Scizor did. They'd go like wide board. They'd go like, before I turn, oh, let me nest ball for another monkey. And then they have like 5 abilities in play, plus they like 4 damage on a Jellicent, move 3 to something else, and then leave with 1 damage on them. Like, I'll scissor for exactly 260 for knockout.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh.
Sizzler's crazy. Sizzler's a cracked card.
Sizzler's pretty good.
But yeah. Yeah. The top 4 I played against Joltik Box. I actually had an insane series because game 1 she opened Joltik, Nest Ball from Miraidon, Get Hands Pikachu, Bench Genesect, Attach Air Balloon, Crispin. And I was like, yo, how do I beat this? So she powered up hands, she prime catchered a Gimme Ghoul, and then I hit it for 100, and she like retreated and went to like Joltik again, and then I bossed it and killed it, and like eventually she had used Pikachu's attack too many times, and I got it.
The resources, yep.
Yep. And then
yeah, be careful of the resources in that Joltik box, man.
Yeah, game 2, I finally opened the combo with Puffin and Genesect. This was literally the first game all day, but I just got
and then you went boss king on a turn 2.
No, I went Baby, Dango, and Scizor.
Okay,
and I just went like knock out the Joltik, and then she chose to like power up another Pikachu, and I just like knock out the second Joltik, and then I just went boss. And,
nice.
Finals. I did. I gotta pat myself on the back for finals too, because I preserved eSearch Pro like so unbelievably well that like basically when he was at like I was at 4 prizes, he was like swing with Dragapult, I would just be like Arden for eSearch and then just like kill it, and I still have 4 retrievals left in deck.
Nice.
So it was just like
gotta do it. Gotta save those resources, man.
Exactly. But yeah.
Anyways,
yeah.
100 points for the weekend for us.
Yeah,
100 points for judging the cup, so we got 110 points between the 3 of us. Let's go.
Like yeah.
Parker, I gotta flame you a little bit. You're talking about consistency issues. You didn't play the Call for Family Gimme.
I didn't. I couldn't find it, and I also didn't have the coin toss one either.
I like the hands deck. I was thinking about the Joltik like Dango deck a little bit. You know how they play the Brox? Like mid game, you can just like Brox for Genesect and Fez.
Yeah,
and you're like,
that's gross. Wait, that's disgusting.
That's like so good. I saw it today, and I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, so that was our weekend. We had a pretty crazy stacked weekend. 110 points between all 3 of us, and yeah, I mean, you come to Jacksonville, we run this. You know, you got to come through us. You know. Anyways,
no, we love the community.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Double cup weekends, and love seeing the awesome turnouts, and excited to like have a good start to the season. Again, this is Q1, and we'll have a lot more quarters of cups in Jacksonville coming up here soon. Excited to see y'all out.
But next up, we got to get to our trivia segment. Before we do, got to give a special shout out to our sponsor, FCBC, the best sleeves in the game. I think both you guys were playing FCBC this weekend. At least when I deck checked your decks, they looked pretty clean. So it had to be FCBC because those Dragon Shield decks, I was like, hey, I got to change the sleeve. We got over here, you know.
No, I literally used the same Periwinkle FCBCs as I used at Worlds. Like for all like day 1 and day 2 Worlds, literally exact same sleeves of the cup. No issues. They're still all intact. Like no chip quarters. So like they're not like holding up very, very well. So I'm getting a lot of life out of them. And honestly, the colors is great. So I'm waiting for some more to come in too.
Yes, sir. Parker, what color did you use to win?
Periwinkles.
Hey.
Yo, that's a Periwinkle double. These are my last ones I've been using.
I gotta get the blood red in the winner circle, guys. That's next up.
Right here. You gotta get it done.
All right. This week's trivia question. Put a little bit of work into this one, and I'm excited for how it turned out. I'm actually going to give you guys the choice of what question you want.
Oh no!
3 questions. You can pick any of them. I have answers prepared for all 3.
All 3 of them.
Ooh, I like where you're going, Parker. I like where you're going. All right.
Why don't you just save this up for the next 2 weeks?
No, because they're all related to our next guest. They're all about Pichu.
Ethan's Pichu specifically?
Just Pichu in general.
Okay.
So, first question is, how many Pichu have ever been printed? The second question is, which Pichu card is the most expensive ever? And the third question is, prior to Ethan's Pichu, what year did Pichu last make a limitless appearance? Choose your poison, guys.
Limitless.
I mean, how many Pichus have ever been printed? I mean, I know they don't do baby Pokemon like too much.
Gee, there's not super often.
I mean, there's like the iconic like playground Pichu, so that's probably like the first one with a limitless entry. Unless there's something even older than Heart Gold Soul Silver, you think?
I feel like that's the hardest question, but I don't know.
But actually, did any of those make a limitless entry, or do I just know it from Cube? So
True.
I had to. I mean, I had to have won a tournament somewhere in the day.
I mean, it'd be like Heart Gold Soul Silver era, yeah.
Yeah. So what were the pieces? So
I think
the most expensive Pichu card. Was there ever like a spiky-eared Pichu like promo or something from like way back when? Like that seems like it'd be kind of expensive.
The questions, for just so you remember, the questions are: how many Pichu have ever been printed? Which Pichu card is the most expensive ever? And prior to Ethan's Pichu, what year did Pichu last make a limitless appearance?
What year? These questions all seem kind of impossible, but Parker, I believe in the power of our plus or minus 1 or 2 to carry us like it normally does.
Absolutely.
I'll give you plus or minus 1 if you do the first question.
All right, so I mean, we know there's the playground Pichu from Heart Gold Soul Silver, and there's Ethan's Pichu. I mean, other baby Pokemon Pichu.
Like there's definitely one in the original like Neo sets. I feel like I remember it.
Yeah. So, and I remember like there's been a lot of baby Pokemon that haven't had a lot of printings, like Bonsly and like Mantike, but like Pichu has had a few. So probably in that like 5 to 6 range, maybe.
You guys at home playing along, which question would you choose? Let us know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe while you're there.
Any Pichu fans?
What year was the truth? Because that's Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Well, like 2012 or 11.
I think 2011. We're definitely getting flamed in the comments about not knowing that year, but I mean, we can just say it's that year before. It was like a limitless entry, like 2010 or 2011.
Just for clarification, you do not get plus or minus on the year.
No, Eric. The fans want us to have
the
plus
fans
or minus
demand
it. You did not
get
plus or minus on the year. I said that.
All right.
You get plus or minus on the first question only.
Rose got. I got 3 questions. I got these stipulations about these questions. You get this for this question, this for this question. This isn't a trivia show. It's a podcast. Give it a break. Ah, man.
Somewhere Xander Bennett's listening to this episode. I had to set my game up this episode because I know Xander's going to listen.
Oh, yeah. He asked me about when this episode was coming out.
Yeah, because his friend's on the pause. So, like, I had to set my game up.
True.
Okay, most expensive feature card.
Oh, well, Xander, if you're listening, because I know you are, I expect all 3 answers in the comments.
No way anyone actually knows the
all
answer
3
to all
of them,
these.
Xander. I expect the answer.
No way.
No one knows the answer to any of these, except for us with our power of plus or minus 1. Okay, Parker, what number are you feeling for number of Pichus? Like 5 or more?
There's probably, bro, I'm going to say like 7.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with 7.
I feel like there's probably some like Japanese one we never got, and then like I don't know.
Yeah, and then the most expensive
Pichu card. We spent this much time on it. It'd be disappointing if we didn't try to answer all 3.
Might as well answer all 3, right? Okay. All right. So first answer is 7. Okay.
I'm down to just run 2010 and say that someone got it with Playground Pichu at some point. Well, that's the most recent one. Was there any other competitively viable Pichus? Probably not.
It probably has to be that one. So 2011.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, 2011 or 2010. And then,
which one? Gotta pick one.
2011.
Okay.
And then the Pichu most expensive one. McDonald's spiky-eared Pichu promo or something, right? Like, or it's probably a restaurant that doesn't even exist anymore, right? It's like, you know, it's like a Big Lots promo or something.
Big Lots.
Yo, Books a Million promos.
Toys R Us or something.
Yeah, Pichu Toys R Us promo. That costs $6,000. I don't know, man. Parker, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, cool.
All right. I'll give you guys a break on that one. That's fine. That's fine. You attempted to answer all 3. I understand. These were hard. These are meant to be hard. Xander Bennett's listening to the episode. I had to set my game up. All right. How many Pichu have ever been printed? You guys said 7. There is 15.
That's what we
I
said.
saw
15 plus or minus 8. Let's go, Parker. Good stuff.
You got the WotC promo, Neo Genesis, 2-1 Expedition, Sandstorm, Emerald, Pop Series 3, Hole and Phantoms, Power Keepers, Mysterious Treasure, Stormfront, Pop Series 9, Arceus, Heart Gold Silver, and Dust and Rivals. For those who don't know, Dust and Rivals is by far the cheapest one of them all. Some of these
I'm
cards are
sure.
actually pretty expensive. So get the next question. Which Pichu card is most expensive? You guys said, I don't know. And survey says Neo Genesis, $71.24.
I know that one's hollow, so like maybe I should have just said that one.
Yeah,
I
Neo
should have
Genesis,
said that one probably.
71.24.
Yeah, I remember this. I should have
With
said this one. It's
Zap.
hollow, I guess.
Does
Yeah.
20 damage to each Pokemon in play that has a Pokemon power.
Wait, that's cracked.
And also it was the broken era of baby Pokemon where it doesn't fall asleep and it's like sweet sleeping face, but it's like if it's in the active and your opponent tries to attack it, and you flip tails, you just don't attack. like the card's broken.
Last question prior to Ethan's Pichu. What year did Pichu last make a limitless appearance? You guys said 2011. We are not doing plus or minus 1. The answer was 2012. Chandelier of Selgor Lock by Clifton Go at the World Championships in 2012. Played the Playground Pichu.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
Dang.
plus or minus 1. Thanks, fans, for backing us up. We know you always got us.
The fans got us.
anyways, those are your Pichu questions. Now, next up, let's hear from Matt Bacnis, your local Pichu expert. All right, everyone, welcome back to the Beach Court Podcast. We have a special guest this week, 12th place finisher Matt Bacnis. Finished 12th place at Worlds with none other than Zard Pichu. He is now the Pichu guy. Some call him the Zard guy, but we call him the Pichu guy around here. So we're going to talk all about his Zard list and why to play Pichu. But before we do, we've got some questions to get to know Matt a little bit. But Matt, welcome on the podcast. How are things going for you right now? Are you back from Worlds, and what's life like being back home?
Yeah, well, thank you for having me on the pod again. Big fan. Love what you guys are doing. Yeah, it's been a dream. I mean, this whole week has just been one of those, like, going from sitting there in June, like wondering, like, am I gonna even get my Worlds invite? Like, to, like, being able to now say that, hey, I got 12th place. It's been a dream. I've been really supported by a lot of people. And it's been really fun to just, like, the excitement that's happened, just really exciting. Yeah, so I'm back here in Nashville. And yeah, it's been really cool.
Well, awesome. Congrats, Matt, on the success. We want to hear all about it. We're going to get to that. But first, I want to let the people know a little bit about the man behind the Ethan's Pichu and Charizard. 12th place success, of course. But first, we just want to know, where are you from? And I mean, what got you into this game called the Pokemon TCG?
Yeah, man. I grew up in Seattle, but I live in Nashville, Tennessee right now. I kind of got some of my starts there locally. Like, I started playing around Boundaries Crossed. My band and I actually were on tour in Anaheim, like around the same time that Worlds was, and we bought starter decks. I was like, I'm gonna buy one pack. I bought like the Mewtwo. I got the Mewtwo EX with the X Ball. You throw that in your starter deck, and I was just like crushing my bandmates left and right. One of my other bandmates, Tristan, who
bandmates playing Pokemon. That sounds.
Oh yeah, and he actually got a top 8 in 2015 after us doing this, but it went from us having this like escalation of like, yeah, my Mewtwo in my starter deck. He bought some cards, I bought some cards. He bought a full Rayquaza Eels deck, my starter deck, and next thing you know, we're like at pre-releases, and then we're doing a local tournaments, all that stuff. At the time I actually got like top 4 in state, so it was like my first big event. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. It was so different back then. Like, I think I won like 8 packs or something like that, and like
you win 8 packs, and now I've won 10 grand playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different now.
Yeah, not too bad. But I took a long break. I was doing music. Working in the music industry and stuff like that. But then I was actually helping out at the Play Lab in Seattle in like 2022, like around, is that when Astro Reyes came out or whatever?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and
late 22,
I was actually there at the Play Lab, and I was like, oh man, this game, I loved it. I played it so much, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start playing again, like literally from that. And then so one of my best friends, Chris, he's a really good player as well, Chris Kemp. We started playing a bunch, and next thing you know, I'm going to all the regionals again. I'm grinding, and yeah, I mean, now we're here. It's pretty crazy.
We're here, and now you're the 12th place finisher at Worlds, man. That's a pretty big accomplishment. You mentioned Boundaries Crossing, and some of those older Pokemon. But what's your favorite Pokemon generation and your favorite Pokemon?
Oh man, I mean, I gotta say Charizard now at this point. I mean, that's you know what I mean. I've always been a Gen 2 guy, but I mean, right now, Charizard just he's. I mean, I was playing Sablezard religiously. Now I've been playing Charizard religiously. I gotta give it to the boy Charizard.
Sablezard was lit, bro. That was my deck too.
That was a good deck.
Yeah, it's a basic answer, but you have the track record of Charizard to prove it, right? Anyone else who picked Charizard, like, no, like, well, Matt has earned it, right? He has earned it.
It's like I gotta give Mega Charizard a chance now. Like that's just unfortunately how it's gonna be. So
yeah.
Let's see. I mean, and I think that's a cool story of just like getting into almost like the arms race of like, oh well, I have the Mewtwo EX in my starter deck. Oh, now I'm gonna upgrade my deck. Oh, now I have a meta deck. Now
now next thing you know, we're like, and like he got the top 8 mat, and I'm like, dang it, I've always wanted one of those.
That's kind of like the Andrew Mahone show. I don't know the name of the show that he went on that he like co-hosted, but how they like went to people's houses, like help them upgrade their deck and stuff. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like similar to that story.
Right. It's always an arms race,
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, was that your introduction to Pokemon with your bandmates, or did you have like enjoy Pokemon maybe as a younger kid, or watching the anime, or playing the older video games, things like that?
I mean, I'm a kid of the 90s, so it's like, like I definitely like played some Pokemon, right? Like, I played red version, blue version, but I mean, like actually I did go to the World Championships in 2002. It wasn't like competing.
2002. Wow.
Yeah, my parents sent me. It was in Seattle. You know what I mean? So it's like, I went with my parents and we did the side events, and that was like, oh, so exciting, right? So I was always like, I like Pokemon, but it was really on that tour that we were like, okay, this is like, we wouldn't have expected to like be playing it like how we did, and honestly, it felt poetic for me to be like, oh, cool, like Anaheim happens this year, and it was such a success. And like I had this like moment actually when we were at Xander's Trivia that I like it put two together. I'm like, dude, this is like when I started playing in Anaheim. Like it was really cool. So it's poetry, I guess, but
love it.
Yeah, last get to know you question here. If you could create a testing group with any 4 people in the world, don't have to be Pokemon players, who would they be and why?
Oh man. Well, I would definitely want my testing group right now. You know what I mean? Michelle, Xander, Emily, and Patrick, all of them. But let's also get Tom Brady in there. You know what I mean? Like it's like I feel like he's gonna keep us like, grounded and all that. So yeah.
He's gonna get you on his like health regimen plan. Have you read that book yet? It's kind of crazy.
Oh, I'm in. I mean, he gets it.
He's got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any musician you want along in the room, like help you all,
oh, that's a good
jam
one.
while you're cooking or something?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's too many to name. You know what I mean? Like,
fair enough.
I don't know. I'm a big Casey Musgraves fan. Just she can come for the vibe to see this. That's fun.
Love it.
I love Nashville, so I need to go back. It's been a bit, but I really enjoy Nashville. Have they done a regional there lately? When's the last time there's been like a regional or tournament there?
I think it was Worlds 2018. You know what I mean? Like I think, and I was like playing pretty casual, like again, like would show up to a tournament a year at that point. Cause I was just, it was a different time in life, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I did show up to Worlds because I wasn't gonna not go. You know what I mean?
It's in your home,
the
it's in
national
town,
and probably went like 1-3 drop.
A lot easier to get tickets back then.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. But not the prize wall map though. I mean, man, that feels like that's like the coveted thing,
Yeah, it really is. It's weird how much that because it wasn't like that in Japan, Max. I don't think we had that in Japan. So the first year they had that was like last year. And yeah, it's crazy now.
Yeah, I wish I could have gone to Yokohama. Like, I think that was definitely like that year was a driver for me. I mean, like, seeing a bunch of my friends, because I know Chris got his invite that year. A bunch of the Utah guys would shout out to the Utah gang as well. But a bunch of them were getting their invites, and I'm just hanging back. I missed it. And it was definitely like one of those like, oh man, I missed that. I don't want to miss it again. You know what I mean? It's definitely
Japan was lit, man.
Seemed insane. Yeah,
it's great.
Jealous.
Yeah, so I think that you said you were watching your friends get your World's invite in Japan. You got your World's invite last year for Honolulu, and then again here, of course, in Anaheim. But you actually at the trivia back in shout out Xander Bennett, friend of the pond, hosting this Game Grid trivia nights at all the big events. But he told me a story that you had a little bit of extra drive and like motivation, kind of gearing up for this end of the season. So I'll just kind of leave it at that and kind of let you jump into that if I don't mind sharing some of that drive, that interaction you had that kind of gave you a little extra oomph to end the season, perhaps.
Yeah. Well, I'll say two separate things from that. One, like the rage walk going like 1-3 drop at Worlds in Hawaii to go like I walked a mile to a Katsu spot of just like did I just blow a whole year's work of worth to like change my deck like 2 days before because I couldn't like make a decision? Like it was pretty frustrating. You know what I mean? Like that definitely started. But I had a moment like in the season. It was at LAIC, and I sat down with another player actually, and the first thing they talk about me about is like, oh, like you're too old to play Pokemon. It's like what? Like like oh, anybody above 30 is too old to be playing Pokemon. I was like, okay, like that like I didn't know how to process that. I'm like, am I too old to be playing this? Is that and I'd just gotten top 64 at Louisville. I was like, okay, well, I feel too old to be playing this game. I don't know, like and it like stunk in, but then it was like this moment where I was like, man, like I don't think anybody is too old to be playing this game. As long as you enjoy playing it, like play it. For me, like I am fortunate in my life that like I work full time. You know what I mean? I work a full-time job. I actually have contract jobs on top of my full-time job. And I still find time to play. Why? Because like it's fun, right? Like I have a lot of passion. And I think that I definitely from that was like, you know what? Like this is the year I want to like I'm gonna change that norm. You know what I mean? Like there was a lot of talented young players. I'm stoked for them. I think that some of their talent coming up is like maybe even better than us. But at the same time, I don't think anyone's ever too old to be playing. Like if you enjoy the game, like play it. Like there's nothing stopping you from doing that. And I think that like that really helped me push through the season, right? Like it's like, hey, let's grind. Let's make this happen. So yeah, I don't know. It's just something that like really kind of drove me. And I just learning from mistakes, I think like so many times I was guilty of like, all right, I'm just gonna like try to make this grand meta read and I'm gonna show up. Like twice in my career, I have bought decks like the day or the day of a tournament. Like there was a year, 2 years out of cup. I bought a full Ribostrite deck, like the base rarity, because I was like, oh, I ended up winning it, which was sweet. But like it was still impulsive, right?
Bad example.
I can also tell you that like when I was saying that like I took kind of a break and I played super casually, the only event I think I went to that year was like NAIC 2016. I got like a full Greninja deck and was writing my list as people were like passing the lists down the line. Like I was literally writing. It was like, oh, how did I do? I went one like probably 2-3 drop or something. You know what I mean? Like something like that. And it's because like I think that it's so easy to like try to read so hard in a meta, but like you actually just don't know how your deck works. You know what I mean? Especially with someone like. No, I'm like I try to play as much as I can. I do play a lot, and especially before Worlds. I like anytime I was like, oh, my friends want to play Fortnite. I'm like, hey, no Fortnite. I gotta be grinding ladder right now.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
sir.
4 weeks in,
in.
I'm like, and they were like, oh no, go for it. Even like one of my best friends is like, yo, I'm starting a D&D campaign. Like I've never played D&D, and I was like, bro, I'd love to, but any second I have right now that's not work is going towards ladder or like hanging out with my fiance, like one of the two, right? And I think that like one of the testaments was like I wasn't like even before Hawaii. I like, I was on Lugia, I was on, Guardy, I was back on a Snorlax, back on a Guardy, I mean, I think like that day, like Makani, like I was like, show me Snorlax matchup the day before Worlds. I'm like, okay, well, I'm never gonna beat a Worlds caliber player if there's Makani showing me how to play the Snorlax matchup the night before. It's like this is a terror. And what happened? I got smoked. You know what I mean? I got absolutely smoked, right? And so, I mean, I think that like I learned one of the big things this year is like, lock into an archetype. Like I knew the minute Worlds ended and I rage walked for a mile to go buy some Katsu to eat my feelings because I just sucked up a whole year. I was like, in that moment, I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna pick the deck that week. I was like, Charizard seems pretty cool. And I stuck to Charizard and I've played the crap out of Charizard. I mean, I've played Charizard when Charizard shouldn't be played. And we can talk about that, but like, that alone, and like all the times I was successful the previous season was because I locked into Sablezard and I played a bunch of states, right? But then the minute I start flip flopping and being like, oh, I want to make a good call, I'm trying to be sneaky, like it is more important to be a master with your deck than it is to like,
That's right.
you know what I mean? So anyway, not to ramble there, but it was something that it was like a massive learning thing of, especially with when you manage your time, how much time you have, and then like like learning an archetype. I just like I cannot preach that enough. Like it just pick a deck. And
Yeah, no, I mean you're so right. I mean, a lot of people that listen to this podcast, do have full-time jobs, and maybe have a life going on outside. I have a girlfriend, a fiance, a wife, a child, a pet that takes up a lot of their time. Whatever it is, you can't read into that meta stuff too much. I mean, unless you're like 24/7 Pokemon, that's all you do. Maybe you could then do it at that point, but even then, like you see some top pros like still just play some of the same variants they're always playing. Like Henry Chow's been like Guardy all season, no matter like whether Guardy was good or not. Like, but he just always made it good because he knows it in and out.
Right.
So I mean that is really just the best advice you can give someone who is busy with life.
Yeah. I'd love to see that, you taking that drive of, hey, I'm locking into Charizard early, had a lot of success with, kind of all throughout the season. You get challenged, say I'm too old for this, and says, no, well, I think I'm doing just fine. And, your process got you top 16 at Worlds. So,
Yeah. Like, how many times people told me, like, oh, man, you're crazy. You can't beat Reggie Drogo. But, like, I can tell you, at least the people I play with, they knew I had that thing down to, like, a 55-45. It was a thin line, very thin line. I'm not saying that it's, like,
That's okay.
but I played that matchup so many times, I knew exactly how to get it to the finish. You know what I mean? Like, and, like, now, I will say, Dragapult right now, don't try to compare the two. The matchup sucks, and that's where Pichu tried to balance balance the thing. But I mean, it's you got to know how to thread the needle with some of these matchups.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that in a little bit. I want to talk about some quote unquote drama that you had to experience this year. And that's regarding your invite to Worlds and getting, on the 700 CP point bubble. Those that don't know, back on May 5th, I was kind of like saying, hey, like you got to get 700. And, during Worlds, I was, doing all the tweets, calculating all the things real time. And not sure if you saw it during that time, but if you did, I had your name at 126. I had you in red because of, like some resistance type things that I found. And how'd that make you feel in that moment? Did you think that you were going to make it in? What was your journey to get to that 700 CP number? And like, how were you processing all of those emotions, at the end of NEIC?
Yeah. Well, for starters, I turned your tweets on my phone. So I was getting live Eric tweets like instantly because I was like, he's got his finger on the pulse. I need that Eric stats left and right. So yeah, I had you
Love it.
turned on notifications. I think they're still on, man. So I'm like, I'm getting the Eric constantly. No, bro, I felt like roller coaster is not even like an emotion that I even describe it. Like it went from so sure. I was like, you know what? Like even at a tie. And then I'm seeing the tweets about, play points. And I'm like, oh, what? And I should have went to some of these a couple of pre-releases. I'm not a huge pre-release guy. I mean, they're fun for like I get why people like them. I'm just so like I'm not as good at them. That's probably it. But I didn't get the play points, as many play points. I kind of was confused why we're being punished for like maximizing results. But I also understood like maybe they had I think there was a time that I was like, I mean, every emotion. I felt every emotion. I mean, I got to shout out Christian Chase, honestly, because he's another guy that actually he goes to Vandy here. I live 2 minutes from Vanderbilt University, and he's another local. We both were on the bubble. Like, so two guys that live
700 points. Wow.
Yeah. And so him and I would just message each other because we both felt every single emotion. And my fiance and I were like on a cruise, so like we also didn't have like the best.
Oh.
So, like, it was like one of those things where it's like I'm trying to enjoy this cruise, and with NAIC, I will say a testament to what I said. I tested a Zard list for the time that was like with this, my testing partner Michelle and I were testing this one that had Fan Rotom, like it was the 76th place one that was in one of Utrecht or something like that. And I switched the deck because I was like, this deck can't beat Marnie's Grimstar. I switched it. I broke my own cardinal rule right before the last event, and you know what happened? I went friggin' like I don't know 4-4 draw or whatever. I didn't make day 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, I just blew it, and so I just sat there being like, cool, this is it. I'm cooked. And then I got to thank the community ambassadors. I think there's a lot of people. I saw the Pokemon community just in general kind of rally behind just like reason with it all. You know what I mean? And like Eric, I thank you a lot for that too, just being a voice for people just to kind of get together. So like thank you so much. Thank you to all the ambassadors. I had messaging with a couple of them. But it just felt like the community and Pokemon listened, man. I mean, that was like, we got to give them massive shout outs.
They did. Did the right thing.
And at that moment, I was like, I'm not choking this. And I mean, I can tell you, the amount that I grinded since then, I mean, because I wasn't gonna blow it, man. You know what I mean? Like I got like a redemption chance, and like yeah, I wasn't gonna blow it. You know, that's just the deal. So yeah, it was a lot of emotions. Let me
And
just
now
say.
you've got a check for $10,000 for Pokemon because of that decision.
Top 16 worlds under your
That's-
belt. You got the messenger bag. Like you got the promos. Like you definitely made the most of the opportunity, which I think is just an incredible story. And
Congratulations,
very
yeah.
glad
Thank
you
you.
had a chance. And again, congrats on the success.
Yeah,
So,
feeling pretty blessed for it, man. But
Yeah.
it was a really good run, really good run.
yeah, so I know you kind of talked a bit about Zarn already, and you've been like playing it a lot, and felt confident and really decided like very early on, hey, this is the deck that I'm going to be playing as long as I possibly can, as long as it's not a terrible play type of thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, how did you? So let's get to some of the specifics. Like, how did you get to some of the choices in the list? I know
Yeah.
Eric wants to kind of talk about your Pichu thread in a little bit, but we'll get to that. But for all the non Pichu cards, right? Like, what got you to where you did for Charizard? I mean, looking at your list, of course, it's the Charizard Pidgeot with the Dusknoir line. I mean, and you have a couple other pieces. You have like the Miss Energy, Max Belt, Briar, like some of these other tools. The Chi-Yu, of course. I mean, kind of like, what was your like testing process for this list kind of leading up to Worlds?
Yeah.
And kind of deciding and landing exactly where you did.
So I gotta say something a little controversial for a second.
Go for it.
I think that the West underestimates the results in Japan more than they should be. Does that make sense? Like I think that like the West doesn't acknowledge what happens in these city leagues as much as they should.
Sure. That's about- sure.
I think that like we knew the World's format like a while ago. But and you know what? There's so much data showing the World's format super early. And so I think a lot of times people are like, oh, like, well, it's just like once it comes to the West, like I think that just like mentality is so wrong. And that like we have this data where there's a place that people are crushing it, extremely talented players, all trying to get their shot. Because if you think it's hard to get your World's invite here,
Right.
think about the
right.
people in Japan. You know what I mean? They're not going to these city leagues and like just throwing it away. I mean, that's their shot at getting into one of the, you know what I mean? And so this data is good. And I saw it, and Zard with Dusknoir was doing really well. It really was. And so, I like again, the group that I've been testing with, we like really put a lot of effort into our Atlanta list, and we had tested, so we knew some of the mechanics of the list, right? And I knew the Dusk was just the thing that was getting us past, a lot of the matchups. You know what I mean? Like I think, especially like you look at, Guardy. Yeah, like I mean already it should be a good matchup. But like it's not. I mean, it's not as good when they're monkey mind bending you. You think it is, but like what turns around the Dusk, and I think what happens with Dusk is like it allows a lot of games where like you have no business to win, that you can build these Briar, Dusknoir blow up lines that are like they're just kind of clutch. You know what I mean?
Dusknoir
Like,
Briar
that-
is so good in the deck. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, and I had a lot. Like I know Gabriel is extremely talented player. I respect him, and trust me, it was hard to not just be like I should just be playing the 60 because I'm seeing it online perform really well, and like But I knew that like the thing people weren't ready to deal with again was the Dusknoirs. You know what I mean? And I think that like the results from World show. There's 3. I'm the third one. I'm only the third one. You know what I mean? Like, and we all 3 essentially were playing, the same 56. You know what I mean? Like we're not. One had a Sklock, one was a little more mainstream, but we were playing the same mechanic. I mean,
One had a lightning Pokemon in it, which we'll get to, but
yeah. But yeah, I mean, like it was just a lot of refine. I mean, I've played every type of Charizard like known to man. I've played Bombzard, I've played Grand Tree with the double fans. I won a cup with this like double Tatsuguri. I'll post it if you want to see it. This like double Tatsuguri Pidgeot deck that was like kind of clutch. The A spec was actually Precious Trolley, so it was like kind of a
Charizard, yeah.
sure.
yeah. It was kind of. I mean, I don't know. I was too chicken to play it at Worlds. I didn't think it was quite there, but it was a cool. I'll post it. But I think that like the Dusks, they just allow for plays that are just like a little bigger than just your average chart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know that's not like super like descriptive. I wish I could give like a specific example, but like I mean. Like Guardy, here's just a quick example, being able to just like Dusknoir blow up anything on the bench, a Ralt or something like that, swing into a monkey and then boss, like that happens a lot. Like there's a Guardy line right there. Or, if you're behind, just like throw that Briar in there and you're cooking. You know what I mean? Like it's the Dusks are good. I just don't stop playing the Dusks if you're a Charizard player. Like they're really good. And let's just live it up until Psyduck comes. You know what I mean? Like it's good.
Yeah, I kind of didn't notice until you mentioned it, but my eyes have been darting back and forth because I've been kind of comparing your list to some of the 8th place in the Champions League list from Japan with Charizard. And like you said, we kind of, like you said, in the West, we do kind of discredit those results. Only one Charizard in the top 8 there. But, you know, when time comes to it, it's like, this is a list that works. And I think also the Psyduck being a card that was in the Japan format, you know, made the Dusknoirs, you know, limited a little bit, but that was not a limiting factor here at Worlds. And sounds like you're able to Dusknoir and Briar a good bit of success.
Yeah, and that, what's funny is that two of the Japanese players I played, they played Watchtower. You know what I mean? They were they were ready. You know,
they knew. They knew. Yeah, they knew.
One guy I played 2 Watchtowers. I was not ready for
Two
the
Watchtower?
Like, thank God I had Artisan in hand when he dropped that second one. And I was like, dude, what? Like, I would have been cooked. I mean, it was over. You know, like. But like, it's interesting that like again, like just study those results. Like I'm telling you, like there's a lot there that like. I think just like the general ego with the West with that is like, dude, we got to knock that off because you're missing out, or keep having that attitude and then I'll just keep studying it. That's fine.
That's right. Hey, that's right. That's right.
But,
I got some specific list questions before we get to the Pichu thread. Did you test any other, I know this kind of relates to Pichu also. Did you test any other A-specs for Worlds? And what was your 61st and 62nd card?
Okay. Good question. Yeah, I tested a bit of Stamp. And I still think there's some merit to Stamp right now. You know what I mean? I wasn't able to like make it stick, and I just the max belt math with like Dragapult and with Marnie's Grimmsnarl is just because I think that like without the max belt, your Marnie's matchup like dips below a 50%. I think like to me, I think Marnie's is like a dead 50-50. Like you know what I mean with the list. Like I think it's almost dead 50-50. But the max belt, you know, with jolting box, like there's just so many good things. But yeah, Stamp would be an alternate. I like I said, I'm not kidding. I've tested every A-spec. I've tested Prime Catcher, Grand Tree. Like I was playing a version that had 4 Colress. Like I mean, like you know what I mean. Like Michelle's a big fan of that one. But I like the 4 Colress build is pretty fun, and it was I don't know, it's cool. But max belt, you can't. I mean, it's the A-spec.
The damage is good. It's really. I mean, 80 plus 130 is 210, and that's cornerstone, right? That's
well, yeah. And
so good.
You Dusclops plus max belt. That's also pretty good map too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that also gets you there in a lot of it. So, I mean, you can always say Dusclops plus something.
That's right. That's right.
It's gonna equal something. You know what I mean?
Well, we joke about it, but like it's good, and so why not like play it in a deck that can find it with Pidgeot as your engine, right? Like
right.
Arven is an engine too, yeah, you know.
Yeah, and quad Arven to grab the max belt, it's just too good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't, especially. And gosh, think about like future formats right now too. Like I mean, that max belt just helps you get. It just helps you get there. So
that's 61st, 62nd card. What are those?
Well, I think second Evo. I that was the cut for Pichu. Second Evo, 6th Fire. I would consider 6th Fire. That was like always. That's such a sus. I'm still considering that. And then Nest Ball. Actually, currently right now, if people want to know, I've cut Brock Scouting for Nest Ball.
Okay.
Want to update the list? I think like that would be like the. You know, and then the other spice is like, I mean, I love Briar, so don't get me wrong. And Xander, here you go, buddy. He had hounded me to cut Briar. Hounded me to cut. Oh yeah. And but I mean, I discarded with Ultra Ball like 7 times, and I used it once. So I mean, but I also like the matchup.
That's why I gotta play Pop Bat so you can Ultra Ball it and put it back.
Yeah,
that's another card. You rather have more support.
Those would be the cuts. I mean, I think there's merit in the list. So if people want to mess with that, like go for it. Let me know. Honestly, if you try the 6th Fire and you like it, tweet. Like I want to know. So
yeah, good to know. All right, let's move on to your funny but serious thread that you had this weekend that has absolutely blown up on Twitter about the combinations that Pichu and Max Belt actually enable you to do. So I have some questions I want you to answer. How long did you test the Pichu and Max Belt, and like did you come off of it and come back to it and come off of it and come back to it? Like what was that process like? What are the best applications for it? And what was the funniest non-Pokemon related response you got to your thread this weekend?
Oh man, there's like so many good ones. I will say like I said, back to the Japan thing. I mean, I had watched every single Zard list from Japan. I've seen Ethan's Pichu early, so like shout out Japan. There's that. But we also got to give Xander a good shout out because he did suggest as we were in the Airbnb, I was just getting my butt whooped by Dragapult over and over and over again, and we're like, how do we even make this 40-60? Here, folks, here's the deal: Dragapult Dusknoir beats Charizard. I'm just gonna say it right there.
Yep.
But and we were like, okay, we did find there's a line that you can do where you Fez snipe, like you want to just like fast rush your Zard if you, I mean, you're item locked, so good luck. But like if you can get there, right, and you get the Jacq in the perfect timing, and you charge up the Fez, every winning line came from sniping the Fez. So we're like, cool, we're learning the early knockouts is helping. So to be able to maybe have a turn off where they have Dreepy and they don't get to Dragapult, because like most of them aren't playing Candy, you kind of have this prime window. And I think the Pichu, what it does is it opens up that ability, that turn, to be able to knock out the Badoo, right? So you like knock out the Badoo, and hopefully they're still at Dreepy, because they're like, oh crap. And then if they promote another Igipollen, you just took another prize, right? Now at that point, you've kind of forced the game down to this point where like they're not item locking you, and now hopefully you can use your Dusks or the Max Belt to kind of like get the game going again, because you're up 2 prizes at that point, right? So that was kind of logic with the Pichu. Everything else was like but with this, and I'll tell you this, like I played against Mateus. I choked this game, man. I mean, I tweeted him. I was like, dude, that still haunts. He was talking about how his misplay haunted him. I'm like, bro, it's misplays me. But I will say, I did attach a Max Belt to my Pichu, blew up a Dusknoir, and killed his Cornerstone. I mean, I literally did that play. I did Max Belt Pichu a Squawk, and the guy scooped. You know what I mean? Like I did that. He's like,
the guy was still ahead. He was just so embarrassed. He just,
So those plays legit happen. Like, I'll tell you, I drove around for 2 hours trying to find the Pichu.
Really?
Before Worlds, because we're
in Anaheim.
Yeah, in Anaheim. I went to, I don't remember what it's called, but it was like some store number 1, and then they had the address for another store on there. And his store didn't sell any. They only sold one piece. The only thing they sold was one piece. I was like, what the hell? So then we go to this other spot, and they're like, a big sign. We moved locations. Like, what? Like, so and then I just got to there. So I'm like, whatever the amount of Pichus you have, give them to me all.
Bro, the Pichu's like literally like hiding in a Pokeball in the trash can. You gotta look in the trash can.
Oh, I didn't look at it. Yeah, I should have, or someone's bulk. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah. So I mean, with Destin Rivals prices these days, I'm not just ripping to get a Pichu. You know,
true.
But desperate times are coming. But no, yeah. So we drove around. So shout out to the gang to drive around with me to do that. And yeah, the Pichu was cool. I mean, like even the chuckle that I got, you know, from everybody every time I showed it. But there are legit applications for it, and again, like being able to zap a Joltik before they're able to Galvantula, and it puts them in an awkward position. It doesn't suck.
That's true. That's true. That's a good one.
And I think there's a surprise factor. I mean, I think that's one of the things about Worlds is like, you like if I just show up and you just know that I'm playing the Gabriel list, you know my list front and back.
Yep.
But like, what's gonna cheese me a random game here or there is when I like Artisan for Pichu, slap a Max Belt on it, and shock your Squawk ability. You know what I mean? I'm not again.
It's so funny.
Hey, if it works,
a
it
lot of
works.
fun.
You know?
And give it a shot. I mean, that's why I was like $25. Anybody that wins a cup, I Venmo'd somebody today.
I saw that.
They did it. Yes. So anyway,
so what was the funniest non-Pokemon related response that someone gave you a Pichu application?
Someone said something about the IRS, and I was like, "What?" They're like, "Pichu plus Max Belt." I was like, "Okay."
Pichu plus Max Belt equals IRS dead.
Yeah, there's a ton of them. I mean, I thought one of the guys was like, "Oh, like Dragapult, like this and this. Oh, you still knocking out." But I'm like, "But wait, if you Max or evolve Dusknoir, blow up Pichu Max Belt, it's just honestly, it's a lot of fun. I mean, like." I do think it's like really fun when like the community just has it's a game.
That's right.
Is a game.
It's a kid game. I mean? Right.
Yeah, and like was the Pichu like I think the Pichu is pretty cool. I mean, I think there's a lot of cool applications, but you have to have a solution to Dragapult. So if you want to play this game, I mean, it's not a good matchup, but you can win it, and you cannot mess up. Like you have to play it perfectly. And the Pichu just kind of helped, even if it added 5%. It was 5% better, but it turned out that 2 days straight of Xander and Michelle just destroying me and then just not playing it once in Worlds was pretty sick. Yeah.
We'll take those.
Yeah.
I think the I didn't know the story, but you have to drive all over Anaheim to find it. And I only say that because at trivia, I got 1 pack from the trivia, and in that single pack, we pulled 2 Ethan's Pichus. So I go up to Matt and you're like, hey, we just pulled 2 Ethan's Pichus. And Matt's probably thinking, man, if I just found that pack, turns out Xander had it the whole time from Game Grid. Sitting in your Airbnb, probably, right? You could have just opened that 1 pack and been like, boom, here's the answer. 2 hours of time saved.
That's so funny.
But you know, it was worth it. It was worth it. So,
yep.
Real quick, let's chat on a little bit of your World's experience. I know that you're playing on the side table stream, which we kind of saw a little bit of NAIC. I know you had a game there. I guess like tell us a little about that experience and how that and like how that was, or any other like cool moments from Worlds and the setup and production there.
That was so fun. I mean, those side it was really fun, especially because like my friends were all watching the game. They were, you know what I mean? They got to see it. You know, when I sat down, I saw this stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm getting on the stream. This is sick.
What round was that, by the way?
What's that?
What round was that? That you were on the
it was the
stream?
last. It was a 7 and 8. I actually did it twice.
Oh really? Okay, so against Esteban and against Mateus. So
yeah, in the Mateus.
Wait, so the Dusknor Cornerstone Pichu KO
was on stream.
Was viewed by people.
And imagine if it was on the normal stream. People would have gone wild.
What could have happened?
No, but yeah, no, I think I can try to find the picture. One of my friends took a picture of it happening. They were messed up with the cameras. And like, so one of my buddies like went around and was like watching. He went over the table apparently at the end, was like, you guys won't believe it. He just Pichu max built. And then the screen turned on. I guess it was like the Pichu and the active with the max built on it. Yeah, no, the stream was like, it was so fun. Like, I mean, both my opponents were like super high class, you know, great talent. It was a couple great games that we had on there. Worlds, man, like it was, gosh, I mean, Pokemon is killing it. I mean, I just got to give them mad shout outs right now. I mean, that event was just insane. It was so fun to be able to like silo and watch it. It'd be super cool if they would like figure out how to like, you know, record these and maybe put them on the internet afterwards, you know, or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like next steps. I mean, I think that's great stuff for next steps. But yeah, that experience was awesome. You know, I'm excited to like, you know, just keep grinding now, and like maybe next time they'll pick me for the stream. You know what I mean? Like who knows? You know, but those side tables, man, they were really, really fun to just play at. It was the perfect experience for that.
I love that you got your friends and family to be able to watch while you're, you know, on a 501 Worlds Tear and then a 601 Worlds Tear, having your whole family, like having family and friends there to watch. Yeah, that's awesome. And next time we'll just make sure they kick you the big screen. You know, you got a top 16 Worlds now, right? If you play Ethan's Pichu again, you're probably unlocked. So
yeah, true.
I hope so. Maybe more, you know, a couple more views on the post,
or maybe too many people will play and be like, we've seen plenty of those Ethan Pichu. That's the dream. It becomes so mainstream.
Yeah, Tord's gonna play to Pittsburgh, and they're gonna stream Tord with it, and like you're just gonna flip the table.
Yeah, I'm a Pichu guy. What the hell?
All right, so I will talk about like this is your second Worlds and your first day 2 experience, and you know you go to bed after, you know, you said you kind of misplayed against Mateus. You're probably thinking about that a little bit, and you know you're 6-1-1, but you're in a spot that if you win your next 3 matches in day 2, that you know you're going to top 8, right? And you're playing, you know, for the Worlds title. And you know eventually it ended up where you lost your first round day 2, and you won the next 2 to finish 12th place. But what kind of like, you know, based off of those experiences, what did you learn about like your mental and, you know, any other experience you would give to players like that want to try to go for Worlds, and how you handle the 700 situation and those stuff? Any advice you have for people that like they want to go to their first Worlds and have success? What advice would you give them?
Yeah, I mean, I would give 3 things if it's okay for me to say 3 things here. For starters, lock in. Pick your deck 4 weeks in advance or 3 weeks in advance. Like I think I mentioned that earlier. You know, look at the data. Like again, there's a lot of data, and fortunately, there is a format that's happening right now has already given you that ability to make that decision a few weeks in advance. Again, it's gonna be a little different. I'm not saying, you know, Sida, there's a prime example of that, but just log into something. Like like I said, like I'm not like I've played a lot of Charizard. You know what I mean? But like a couple of my results post like San Antonio, they happened where it's like I actually switched back on to Charizard because of comfort, but like I mean I was like 1875 on the ladder with Pulsard before EUIC, and then I switched the deck so it's like a prime example is like it's so easy. It was like, well, I've been doing really good at Charizard, I gotta play it, but I should have played Pulsard at that tournament. Like hands down should play Pulsard there, you know. So I'd say like lock in and just like no matter how many people are, I mean, I had people squawking at me, don't play Zard the Worlds, you're stupid, you're throwing it away, D tier, whatever. Like, okay. I had, people were telling me that it was bad, and I just like, nope, I made my choice, I'm playing it. So lock in. Second, grind. Like, just, I mean, the amount of ladder, every waking second I had free time, I was playing ladder. I like put all my hobbies aside. I was like, I'm not blowing this. You know what I mean? So, like, I would definitely say just like pick, and lock in. Maddox, you talked a lot about like health, you know what I mean? Like before,
Yeah.
and like spending time for that. I work out a lot. I listen to the Beach Court podcast at the gym. You know what I mean? It's sweet.
My man.
It's awesome. And I also would recommend listen to podcasts like the Beach Court podcast. It does make you better. And if you compare like your research and understanding like results, like don't dwell too much on the Mickeys. You know what I mean? It's super easy to just be like, guess, because it gets so detailed and obsessive. But just look at what's winning, look at what's winning in Japan, listen to what they're saying on the podcasts, because it does give you an idea of dictating what other people are thinking, right? And make a decision there. So, but grind, and then get lucky. Because you got to be lucky. I mean, at the end of the day, like you can have all the prep, and if you draw fire, briar, dust bowl, you know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
and you top deck another fire, like
You prize all 3 Charmanders, right? Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you can, unfortunately, we've all seen it on stream. You can prize all your guys. Like that's the deal. And just a little bit of luck and preparation. I mean, at the end of the day, like, if people want to say like, oh, you just hit a bunch of Goldango, yeah, but I was ready to play Goldango, and I saw in the Smart Series early on when we first had our first thing that Goldango was going to be a thing, and you need to be ready for it. And I knew immediately. I was like, Zard is primed and ready to rock right now, and like it's just a matter of the combination of like I knew the archetype. Like I pretty much know Dragapult and Charizard pretty well. Like so I'm like I could have gone either way, you know what I mean? And I probably would have ever strayed between anything besides those two. But just know your stuff, you know what I mean, and get lucky and be ready when luck arrives, be prepared to do well.
Yeah.
Like you said, health, like drink water, work out, you know what I mean? Like if you can, or at least go on a walk or something, and
Meditate.
yeah, meditate, and try to, I mean, it's easy. I mean, I was down bad when I thought like the world's dream was dead. And then when I got that email, it was like, you know what I
So
mean?
back.
Like, and just count your blessings when you get them. And when you don't, just like the world doesn't end and just you keep grinding because disappointment. I mean, I'm telling you, that moment I felt in Hawaii a year ago when I'm like, I blew it, man. I switched decks. I blew it. Nobody else blew it except me. You know what I mean? I made a stupid choice to switch my deck to listen to too much what my friends were saying. You know what I mean? Instead of just logging in for myself. And I didn't want to feel that way again. You know what I mean? Like, so you guys gotta lock in. It is what it is, and get lucky and have fun and be prepared.
Solid advice, man.
Yeah. So I don't know if I just totally did, but hopefully that was answered the question.
No, it was perfect.
Yeah, from 12th place at Worlds. Lock in, play a lot of Pokemon. Be prepared, keep healthy. Like, I mean, you're all giving us, and I also think like toning out the noise, like you said, is good. And it's not like I'm playing this and I'm losing every game on ladder, but I'm going to stick with it because I choose that, right? It says, hey, no, I'm doing well. This is succeeding. The results are there despite the noise.
Yeah.
And to just focus on that. So
Yeah.
I think it's very well said.
Yeah. I mean, bro, I think you're a testament to a lot of that too, man. You're a successful player. You get it. So it's
yeah. Was locking in that balance. So appreciate I'm almost in the 30 club. So, but we're holding down doing our part. So
and let me tell you, buddy,
coming
you're
soon.
will keep playing. Don't hang it up. And if they tell you that, go have fun doing something else.
then they go top 16 worlds anyways. Right?
Yeah.
So
All
yeah.
right. I think we got one last question, Max. You want to take that last one?
yeah, sure. Again, everyone's looking to you now as that Charizard expert. Again, you gave us a couple little like list ideas already, but heading into Pittsburgh, and maybe potentially in a mega format, he started looking at that already. What's next for Charizard, and how do you expect to be updating Charizard, like heading into Pittsburgh or heading into the rest of G Block?
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I mean, I'll be super transparent with where I'm at with it. Consider a 6 fire. Consider changing the Brox to a nest. I've messed with Tatsuguri a little bit. I think there's something there. I'll probably be messing with it a little more. That's what I'd say for Pittsburgh. I think Zard is in a great spot, so go ahead and play it. Play the crap out of the Dragon Bolt Dustorm matchup if you can. It's not great, but I mean, if it's better to know as close as you can to try to make it as close to a 60-40 or a 40-60, apologies. But if you don't know it, you're dead. Sorry. But you beat everything else. You literally beat everything else. I handedly believe Charizard can beat every other deck in the meta. When it comes to mega format, like I pump for Lilies. I think Lilies
Me too, dude.
is gonna make that deck so good. You
What
know
about Surge though? What about Surge?
Sure. I think Lilies is like, I mean, I'm gonna buy the best art of that thing, and I'm gonna riffle the crap. Gonna be, because I think that card is gonna make it's gonna fix, like, I mean, I'm just such a lover of, like the old Zard, like, a Rotom, the fish, like that deck was just so sick. And I think that Lily's gonna help that. So get excited. I think it's gonna handle the Meg as well. I'm I obviously have to give Mega Charizard a chance when it comes out. I mean, like, it is a completely different type of deck, but for right now, like, I think for like Milwaukee, I mean, I don't see why Charizard is gonna slow down. Like, yeah, you want to evolve into your Mega Gardevoir? Like, see you later. Like, we're gonna Zard it. Zard can rise up to the occasion. So,
That's right.
yeah, I mean, just there's a lot of ways to play Zard. So, like, you can DM me, like, anybody that wants to just talk Zard. Like, I love talking Zard. Again, I've tried the most wacky Zard. Like, for example, like, I think there's something to the Owl Zard. You know what I mean? I think that that double Wellspring thing that was doing really well in Japan for a hot second, it didn't really ever take off over here, but like, I think there's something there. You know what I mean? I really, 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 and I've played a few on the ladder. Like, I won like 6 in a row on the ladder just because I was Wellspringing them and cleaning up with the Charizard. I think I'd say, like, if you're a Zard lover, like, there's a lot of ways to play Charizard right now. Just like see what you enjoy, but like, just like lock it in and don't switch your deck.
That's right.
Yeah.
Matt, thank you so much for coming on. Any sponsor shout outs or any shout outs for any friends or anything you want to do before we let you
Yeah.
go?
And also
Shout out
let us
to
know
my
where we can
fiancée,
find
Chloe,
you.
to
Yeah,
start.
and where we can find you.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, shout out to my fiancée Chloe, to my main pet testing partner Michelle. Thank you for, I give her so much credit for helping me move the list. I mean, she, watch out for her in 2026. She's gonna be a massive player. Shout out Xander. He was the guy that gave me the beatdown with Dragapult. So shout out to Xander. My best friend Chris. He's my ride or die with Pokemon. Shout out to Emily and Patrick and Luis and everybody that like hung out in Worlds. Shout out to Tennessee. Tennessee's gonna get on the map. And to the Utah gang as well, that have been good friends to me as well. So shout out to everybody. Game Grid, thank you so much for everything in 2025, 26. You guys were awesome. You can follow me at Matt's Pokey Tweets. Yeah, I'm it's funny because like I told them, I'm like, yeah, I work in social media, like that's part of my job in the music industry and stuff. And I never really took my own socials very seriously because I'm like, I'm always printing somebody else's. And I think that like it's a lot of fun lately. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have my own like mini viral thing. Like,
And there you go.
you want good Pichu tweets? Again, I'm still offering for this weekend the $25. Been thinking about giving away my competitor backpack, so I may be doing that as well. Yeah. So follow me, and I'm it's probably happening. So, but yeah, I'm looking to see what this next season looks like. So if anyone wants to reach out with any opportunities, I'm wide open. Let's talk.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you so much, Matt, for coming on the Beach Court podcast. We'll have you anytime, and good luck to your future endeavors. But without further ado, we'll get back to the podcast.
Thanks, boys.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the Beach Court podcast. That was Matt Bacnis' interview, everything about Zard Pichu. Hope you really enjoyed that. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe below. But let's jump right into Crispin's Corner. This is where we jump in and put two awesome players at a tournament against each other. And for this random scenario, we have Shenglong from wherever this flag is. Don't know that flag. Taiwan, thank you. I was like, what is that? TW? I'm like, I don't know. Anyways, and Matthew from Germany. We got Goldengo de Dunsparce with a fan Rotom in it versus Matthew and our Chowdon Copper Raja. Got the Genesect to find the Copper Raja. Has two heavy batons to pass some energy back from the Copper Raja. Got Secret Box on the right. Pretty mostly standard looking Goldengo list on the left, except for the Dunsparce in the list. Which is pretty interesting, and I like it a lot. What do you guys think? Who takes this one home? Who's cooking more?
I mean, first off, shout out to these folks for playing these lists to the World Championships, which cannot be overstated. That Hey, they're cooking. They got some spice.
Yeah,
Parker,
7
what's
wins
your-
combined.
Yeah, Parker, what's your Kafaraja deck knowledge like?
So I actually genuinely tried to play Rebel Clash,
We
or
tried
not
so
Rebel Clash,
hard. Me and you both
whatever.
did.
Clash. This ain't
That's
Kafaraja
not the
VMAX.
VMAX.
Yeah,
I
whenever
don't
this
remember
came
what
out.
set
Yeah.
it came out in, but we actually genuinely tried to play that deck. There was just like not a fantastic way to accelerate energy. But I guess you got Matang now, you got our Chaladon, you got all this stuff. Plus you have Genesect there, yeah, maybe, you might
Or research for our own, man. We just set up.
yeah, might be worth looking into.
Yeah, I mean, the good news here is right with the our child on Kafaraja, right? The 260 is a very good number to hit on the Goldango, obviously. Also, I did not have it on my bingo card that the Goldango deck is not playing Genesect, but the Archild on Kafaraja deck is, right?
I didn't even realize that. That's crazy.
I mean, yeah, the Goldango does horse. Again, you have the great draw engine. Honestly, like, the Archild on deck's probably gonna throw a bunch of EXs into play. Like the Dun as far as EX could become a factor, I think.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Honestly, I like I mean playing Genesect is just so good. Like if the Goldango player was playing Genesect, I might even swap this around, but like because you're reliant on Evo and your Ultra Balls to set up your Goldangos and like drawn to it with the Dunsparce. I mean, I almost like Matthew's Archaladon and Kafaraja deck to just like hit big numbers and be like, okay, you still need 7 energy to hit my Kafaraja, and it has a heavy baton. Actually, Goldango does have the Tool Scrapper. I don't know, we get a little back and forth here. No disruption though, so I think as long as like Matthew's able to like keep chaining Archaladon like evolutions and power up the Kafaraja and just gets like 1 heavy baton to stick, that might be enough.
Stand to me as 5 lines versus 3 lines.
I mean, yeah, we got the whole 4-4-4 line. I mean, hey, maybe the Tool Scrapper's prize and like
maybe
and Archaladon is able to cook there. But I mean, Goldango is such a good deck. I mean, you have the unlimited damage cap. You do have Levincia to be able to chain that back. I mean, like if Matthew just goes in with an Archaladon and starts and then it's just gonna get KO'd immediately.
No, bro, we're attacking with confront, bro, for 70.
And then what?
And then you're
KO
gonna take a single
Cupid.
prize. It's fine.
And then how do you don't even play Turo? You only get to rush 6 energy into play.
It's fine.
Over the course of the
bro.
whole game.
It's fine. It's fine.
I mean, I guess if they KO an entire line, then you can go stretch her back both of the pieces.
That's right. It's fine.
I don't know.
We find the way, bro.
Wait, heavy baton, bro. Heavy baton.
Yeah, we got Tool Scrapper.
Okay, well, I'm putting 1 on at a time, bro.
Nah, I'd win.
But
But again, I don't know if you have the luxury to like go and attach later. I mean, Archaladon has to go first. Then you're letting Goldango get the Evo going.
No. Again, we're just gonna attach manually over and over to Kufon until you do something. And when you do something, I'm just gonna evolve KO.
Well, but they go boss KO the Duraludon.
Sign the slip, bro. Sign the slip. All right. Who do you think's gonna win this one, Alex? Who you giving to?
I'll take Goldango.
Goldango. Parker?
Goldango.
God, you guys are some Goldango Cup winners. What the hell, bro?
I
Give me
mean,
our
it's just like
Chaladon.
out of 10 games, our Chaladon one's like 1 or 2.
Nah. Give me our Chaladon. I win.
All right, Eric, let's run it.
Let's run it. Let's run it. Screenshot this right now.
All right, next up, we've got Margin versus Mateus. We got Ceruledge versus Spidops. Is that the right numbers? I think I have those wrong. Let me look at this. 291 versus... Nope, that's the wrong one. That's why. We'll preview the next one. Here we go. This is the matchup we had. 291 versus 662. We got Hobzation with Iris Fighting Spirit, 3 Venture Bombs, 1 Devo, some Snowy Mountain shenanigans versus the Beat Stick Ceruledge. Does have a little bit of fire type advantage here in this matchup. Could be a little troublesome for the Hobzation, but maybe we get to Devo fast enough. Ceruledge is playing the 1 copy of Judge as a disruption supporter. Hobzation's got the Maractus, but Ceruledge plays 4 Jet and a Turo, so probably won't work very well. Looks like it's pretty favorite Ceruledge. How's Hobzation winning this one, guys?
I mean, I think the biggest piece is you need to try to get like the damage on like bench Ceruledge because you can't use Obzation's first attacks like sniped into the Terra. But I mean, if you can get some early damage, I mean, the Calamitous Snowy Mountain like is pretty relevant. I think if they can get it out early, because then every time you're attaching that energy to Ceruledge, then they're taking some damage. No healing on the Ceruledge side. Sorry, I think of them one monkey.
I got one monkey and Terra.
I mean, it is a 3/3 Ceruledge line, so like maybe a Donkey, like maybe like a Devo board wipe is feasible.
Yeah,
Parker,
maybe.
you're the spread deck guy. What you think?
Yeah, so he'd pretty much have to eliminate Turo somehow, and then also he has to prize Palpad, and then probably Maractus into Revavroom or something. I don't know. Hey.
We have the 4 Jet too. Actually, I forgot about the Turo.
4
Turo is
Jet.
healing.
Oh my god.
Turo Palpad is healing.
4 Jet, Turo. Yeah, I don't see how Obzation's winning this one ever.
Yeah.
I don't know about ever. I mean, my biggest concern is that there's just no engine, right? At least with Ceruledge, you literally have rumbling engine to help you see more cards. With Obzation, like, you know, like if you don't find your research to like refill your hand, then you're just kind of like sitting there.
Yeah, 3 gear. That's our engine, bro.
Okay, you know, honestly, better engine than most decks right now. Like, I'm okay with that. It's a better engine than Grimmsnarl.
Yeah, bro, they got
that.
Fez, bro.
They got Fez, Poke Gear, bro.
They got Fez, 3 gears, and Secret Box. It's basically Grimmsnarl, but better, right? You know, okay, you know, maybe Hopzation is the new Marty's Grimmsnarl.
Yeah, maybe.
So I like the Snowy Mountain, be able to, you know, put in your own damage into play for Monkey Dory, and not really needing to attack. I mean, sorry, not needing to attach
the 1/6 drop. Shout out for sticking it out for a while.
Hey, you gotta show up with the spice and gotta win.
Wait, did they win their last match? Because that'd be great. No, they didn't. It's like you go 0-6, you win one, you're like, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Gotta go out on a win. Wait, is that Mariah? Oh, I thought it was Mariah on Trimeco, and I was about to freak out. And that's just Mariah on Electric. So it looked like a Trimeco a little bit, just like the little like Sprite.
Sure.
It actually does. I know what you. Yeah, you know,
yeah. Parker knows. Eric, what is Trimeco? All right, next week, that's another Who's That Pokemon.
No, dude.
That's
Kalos edition.
Trimeco's from.
I know he's not from.
Listen,
what game is Trimeco from, Eric?
Dude, it's not a Sword and Shield card. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
It's from Gen 3.
Listen, it's not, guys, it's not Sword and Shield, and it's not Gen 1. I don't know. Okay, I don't know.
Man, these Gen 1ers thinking they can just make a podcast. Jeez. So...
All right. Next up and last one will be we got Slacking versus Spidops Control with a lot of very interesting cards in here. We got the Megaton Blower. We got the, what does this thing do? What is
it? Prevents the opponent's Pokemon from attacking.
Defending.
During opponent's attack, the defending Pokemon can't use attacks. The Cubchoo from Black.
Okay.
Knotted up.
All right, so on the left, Slacking does have 4 Jet and 1 Turo. So you know, no retreat lock shenanigans are gonna happen. But we got the energy piece moving around the energy resources
Slight
for
shift
Slacking.
with L-Gem.
Yeah, the energy might be a problem for Slacking here a little bit. Only 8 energies and 4 of them discard themselves.
Nonsense. Use Gust the Zoroark or Gust the Spidops to kill it.
Yeah.
The Spidops would have to like high level not bench a 2-prizer once they realize they rely on it.
But you play your own Team Rocket's Watchtower and you play the baby Slacking.
Bro, how do you play your own Watchtower with Pidgeot? That's wild.
No, you play it because you need to shut off Slacking's ability, which is let attack unless there's an EX.
No, I get it, but that's crazy.
Yeah, what's the win con here? I mean, the 4 Jet is pretty tough to work around.
I mean, Spidops is gonna mess up the retreat cost, but like the 4 Jet's gonna help. So, I mean, I think with 2 Elgium and 3 Spidops, that's probably enough to win the game.
No, actually, it might be.
I mean, when you're hitting 280, you're hitting 280 for a single energy, so you're KOing anything that your opponent puts up, and you can do that 4 times.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, like, are you not putting a Zoroark or a Fez into play?
I mean, I guess Slacking just has to hold for boss. I mean, they play Palpad? No Palpad.
Oh, they also play a Switch.
Yeah, they do play a Switch.
And
Actually,
the
I guess the tricky part here is that like maybe you could slow them down enough, and also like if you gust something else up, you can't jet and meet the
Bro.
attack cost in the same turn. So maybe that's
Right.
if you're able to use the L gem and shift it off there.
Right. That's what I'm saying, yeah. What's pretty cool about the Spite Ups on the right playing one copy of Youngster.
Yeah.
Hey yo, the Youngster, let's go.
You think they're waiting on Lily's determination?
I think everyone's waiting on the Lily's determination, but
Yeah,
the
it's
Youngster,
real.
yo, shout out the Spite Ops player. Like
Also
here,
the Rotom with the crushing
that card
pulse.
is-
electrifying pulse or something. Yeah, discard all the
Ricky
items.
air balloons these days. What is it? Discard tools? It's not item lock, is it?
No, it's items from your hand.
Is it items and tools or just items?
Oh, items from your hand?
Yes, your hand.
yeah,
Oh,
items and tools. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
Crushing
that card
Pulse,
is
the card-
gross.
Just no one plays it.
Yeah, I don't.
Dang.
Yo, honestly, wait, is that the tech play for Pittsburgh? Just throw that into the Goldengos? Don't do that though. In case I play Goldengo.
Lavencia bump with Artisan. Rotom.
Lavencia to get back the lightning. Oh, to discard all their superiors. That's brutal.
Yeah, I don't know. What do we think, Maddox? Who's winning this one?
Listen, I think the Spite Ops deck is like too reliant on the engine. Like, you know, 2-prize engine. So I think all it takes is just Slacking to be able to get enough turns going of just attach the Ignition Energy boss and able to do that. I mean, you get 4 free guaranteed attacks. Plus, I mean, you can either attack early with the Fan Rotom or the Pidgeot. Like, you have some efficient attackers in here you can use. So I'm going to give the edge to Slacking here. Again, 1 win away from day 2. So obviously, some merit to the deck.
Parker, what do you think? Slacking versus Spite Ops.
I think this could be a 50-50 matchup.
Oh, here, I got it right here. Look, heads, tails. What you got?
Wait, I have a rolling question for the 2 judges here. So the handheld fan. So if you attack with the Ignition Energy into a Pokemon with the handheld fan, then you move the energy and you still discard it after you move it.
Yeah, it gets discarded either way.
I think it just gets discarded at the end of the turn.
I guess if you're saying if you can move it to something that could like somehow not
And it
discard
would
it,
not discard. Yeah, I guess it would be a discarded.
no matter what, discard.
Discard it. Yeah, if it's attached to one of your Pokemon. Yeah. So discards no matter what, unless they print a Pokemon that specifically
shuts off the
says
abilities of attached.
Because it would move. The energy would move
something.
first, and then the energy removes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because the energy happens at the end of your turn. But yeah. Anyways, I got heads or tails, Parker. What do you want? Heads or tails? Heads is Slacking. Tails is Spite Ops.
Yo, get rid of the screen share to see this.
Why did you ask me what I wanted and then pick what?
Okay, I'm doing it. All right. Heads is Slacking. Tails is Spite Ops.
Okay.
It's heads.
All
Slacking.
right, Slacking wins.
All right.
Slacking got it.
Give me Spite Ops, man. That deck looks fun. I actually played this to a locals at one point. Similar list, not Zoroark, but Spite Ops Control was fun. And yeah, it's good deck. All right, who's taking home the crown for biggest chef at Worlds out of these 6? Which deck do we want to give the crown to? Crispin's corner this week.
I think Slacking personally.
Okay. All right. Big fan of the Slacking. All right.
Slacking has the big finish, of course, right? Again, I think lost the win into day 2. So again, shout out incredible run with a great deck there. But I mean, give me Archaladon Copperajah. I mean, that cooks, right? You're looking for a way to play Copperajah EX. You got those full art Copperajas, drilling a hole, burning a hole in your binder. Get those out, get them into a deck, slap me with Archaladon,
Yes,
and
sir.
send it.
Bro, if I could pull my binder out real quick, you would see I'd have like 4 full arts of that card. Because Parker and I were like such a believer in it working.
There's been so many cards that Eric's been like, hey, buy this playset of 4 for me. Don't worry, you're going to need it. Those cards being Copperajah EX, those cards being Hydreigon EX. By the way, I still do have, actually, I got a set of Copperajah EX on my own. I also thought that was maybe playable.
Yeah, I also think Cook of the Week, Copperajah. So congrats to the Copperajah player. I think it's Matthew. Yeah, Matthew Hootpoot.
As honorable mention the Hobbsation spread deck. That looks fun.
Yeah, just bad matchup. Horrendous matchup. But yeah, agreed. All right, that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Beach Court Podcast. We'll be back next week, hopefully with some Pittsburgh prep. So we'll be back and catch you then, guys.
See ya.